Hello, Cape Town. A very good morning to you. Yo, the room is packed, eh? I thought I was going to be addressing quite a few people, but I see it's packed. My name is Kurai Masocha. I'm the founder and CEO for a company that's called TechOasis Systems. We have got two flagship products. One of them is called Breeze Invoicing Software Solution, and then another one is called the Churches Software. And today I'm here to share with you on a topic that I termed balancing code, career, and family. How many of us are developers? Hey, the whole room. Testers? Nice, we have some testers, so they'll be testing our code. Do we have product owners as well? Yes, oh nice. Scrum masters? Executives? Anything else that I didn't mention? All right, so a little bit about myself. As I mentioned earlier on, I'm a certified professional director from Canada. I've got a master's in business leadership, and you know how it is when you've got a master's, the other things, you don't even mention them. Because it's like over 15 certifications in development, it's a couple of honors as well in engineering and technology management. So you end up not even mentioning them because you might have multiple pages of writing. I do have an AI qualification as well, where I've got a nano degree. And presently, I chair the Innovation Special Interest Group at Institute of IT Professionals in South Africa, where we are inviting IT professionals like yourselves to join and to start contributing to the ecosystem, right? So I also have got a family, and what you're seeing are just some pics of my family. We've been to quite a number of places. We've done road trips together. We've done holidaying together. We've done lots of things together. But even when we're doing those things, I kept on remembering that I'm a developer. And if you see on my pics there, you will see a backpack. I don't think I need to explain what's in the backpack. But we all know what's in there, right? If you're a developer. So I move with it. And I came to a point where I was struggling to manage my projects, also having enough time to play with the family. Because my daughter is, both of my kids are just too athletic. My daughter plays netball, indoor netball. She plays all over the country. She plays national competitions. She's in 2 clubs that she plays in. She plays about 4 positions in netball. And you can imagine, she says, Daddy, you need to be there. Just last night, she was messaging me, did you register me for the trials? But the mom is sitting there. I'm like, you can chat to your mom. It's like, no, you do it, please. Register me for the trials. I need to go there. Yeah. So then I've got my son as well. My son plays all the sports that are there at school. He's now being trained by the Tiny Tots, which is the junior one for the Blue Bulls, for the little ones, where they're trying to upskill them on rugby. He plays everything and anything that comes up, right? But I'm here to talk about side projects, right? Not the main project, because those companies are my main projects. Why would one now start what they term a side project? So in our instances as developers, sometimes we don't get an opportunity to work with the technology that we want because of our corporates, because of our architects, because we've got management that says, hey, in this company, we are going for no-code. So use, what's a no-code platform that's there? Anyone? Oh, okay. I see you're a little bit quiet. I also have got presents, by the way. Yes. Power apps, hey, thank you. See? Presents do help. I can't throw it, eh? So we've got power apps. There you go, enjoy yourself. Yes, so now when we start our side projects, we're able to upskill and stay sharp because we learn newer technologies that are there. So rather than you just working on power apps at work, you can say, okay, now I want to learn Next.js, now I want to learn React, now I want to learn Angular. And then you are able now to stay sharp in your game. And it also creates a sense of ownership, you know, where you are saying, now I'm responsible for this thing that I've built. I need to support it till it goes live. I was chatting to some people earlier on, and some of them were saying, I've got multiple things that I'm doing, but I've not gone live. But if you focus on a side project, you're able now to push it so that it goes live. We're able to test business ideas quite early. Think about it this way. You work in an environment where you're building a new CI/CD pipeline, or you have got one that's existing. But now you're thinking of changing from Bitbucket, and you want to add your Jenkins file. You cannot just go in there and say, hey, to your DevOps guy, let's push in Jenkins, let's change and use a Jenkins file. But you need to create it as a side hustle so that you can learn and you know that, oh, indeed, Jenkins file is working. And when you go to present it back, it now makes lots more sense because now they understand what you're saying. Then we're also able to build some sort of financial security. On this one, I don't think I need to delve much in it. We all know what it means. We're friends who have been affected, and we don't really need to dwell much on it. So there we go. Your 9 to 5 versus your 5 to 9. But if you call it a 5 to 9 now, it's going to lead into some things where people are saying, hey, you can't do side projects because you don't have time, you're going to kill too much time. I remember at one point with my own developers, we're saying that if you do side projects other than the work that you're doing, you are coming back to my farm too tired to even deliver for me because you have worked too much, right? You can't deliver anymore. You can't be innovative. But if you do it right, you are able to create that particular time and also be able to deliver where you're supposed to deliver on a daily basis. And some people believe that if you start side hustling, you are now too distracted. That's why we ask you to complete all these OBI forms, outside business interests. Are they not clashing with our main business? Because you might be distracted. But today we'll try to look at all of these ones, dissect them, and probably come up with a solution that, okay, for my side projects, if I manage them in this particular manner, I'll be able to deliver what I need to. And then some believe that they need to come up with a perfect idea that comes from Mars or wherever they believe it's supposed to come from. But in actual essence, if you start something, well, I'm famous in telling people that start something, push it to the market, and let users write their own requirements. Because if you try to think and continuously wait for the innovative idea, you won't be able to launch one, or you'll be able to launch something that you believe is right, which is one big problem with developers. We are consistently innovating, consistently developing, and not even launching. So at the end of the day, we don't have anything that's sitting in prod, right? And we burn out. So a brief look at a side hustle, or someone who has done a side hustle which has now become quite popular. Who uses Next.js in here? Oh, so I did the same talk. I asked the same question in Joburg. It was quite a number. I'm surprised. What's happening to Cape Town? We don't use Next.js. What are we using?
Previous.
Are we using web forms? ASP.NET web forms? Where are we? Are we on Go? We're using Go, Python, big data. Oh, nice. Okay, so why do we believe side projects are difficult? Anyone? Can I get an answer from this side? Why are side? Yeah. Okay. It's going. There you go. Thanks. Can I get another one? Why are side projects difficult for us?
Because we do development all day, so you pick up development.
Fatigue. You are too tired to even work on your side hustle. Is that the same sentiments? I believe as developers we have the edge to overbuild. We overcomplicate things. I met someone, I scanned in the room, they are not in here. I met them earlier on. They were saying they started off a project using React Native. They've changed it to React. And now it's in JavaScript. So I was like, wow, why? He says, no, I felt that it was not good enough. I needed to just change the technology. But now in JavaScript, we're going to be launching. Then I'm like, oh, you haven't even launched? Yes, we're going to be launching eventually. But things like that, they lead us to not even launch because we want to over-engineer because we are engineers, right? We are there to build. So we tend to continuously engineer things rather than taking time. And perfectionism is one of the things. We want it to be perfect. We always want, if I write a method that has got maybe 8 lines, I'm like, hey, let me go back to the solid principles. This one is too long. Let me refactor it. It's not really looking like but it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. And no customer has even started using it. So why can't you ship it so that a customer starts using it, and then you learn from there. And we end up with decision paralysis. We decide too many times. Should I go Angular? Should I go React? Should I go Vue? .NET Core, Python, or Java, since I know all of them? Which one can I choose? I tried at one point to develop an ML for one of our solutions. I tried using Python. Hey, it was a mission. I don't know whether it's because of my age or, or it's because of my language. I don't know. Then I ended up defaulting to default settings. I'm like, hey, why am I struggling that much trying to push it or trying to panel beat it into a Django platform? Why can't I just use the .NET Core that I know? I built it in .NET Core, I spent a day, launched it, it's live on our solution right now. So in most instances, if we continuously try to change the technologies, we end up not even launching anything. My best advice is use what you already know, use what you already have, launch it, let it go to the market, right? Then in other instances, like what you mentioned at work, there's too much pressure, there's too much context switching now when it comes to your side hustle. Because remember, your side hustle, you're the product owner, you're the scrum master, you're the tester, you're also the marketer if you didn't attend the first one. But if you attended the first session, then you need to look for a partner to do the marketing for you, right? But if you didn't, you're also a marketer. And I believe as an entrepreneur, if you are doing a product, you definitely need to master the art of selling because you are forever selling, right? Or you might say, I don't need to sell because I work in a corporate. My role does not even involve selling. But you will see it when they're about to increase the salary. You'll find that you're still going to sell yourself because if you don't, they'll give you 3.5%. Thank goodness the repo rate might be reduced today by 0.25%, so maybe it will be something that's meaningful. Other instances, we seek for external validation. I've met many people who say when they develop something, they take it to their colleagues, tech colleagues, architects, head of architects, and they show them, like, hey, I've done this solution, what do you think about it? And the architect looks at it, is like, my man, there's no 3-tier architecture here. There are no microservices. What are you doing? You need to architect it properly, please. Go and redo it. Am I still audible? Okay, yeah, go and redo it. So you end up going again back to redo it. But what it's all doing, it's leading to you not finishing up. Then you have multiple staged projects that are just waiting to be launched. But when you come back to them after a week, 2 weeks, or months, you see they're still there in that same position. And at the end of the day, you continuously update your CV on Offersend because you still want the job, right? So we're going to look at 3 specific things. We're going to look at specific tips that we can implement as developers in our side hustles. We're going to look at what we need to do in terms of managing our time. And then ultimately, we're going to look at what we can do in terms of avoiding burnout. Then if time permits, we'll also talk about a case study of 2 of our solutions where we have launched in about 68 countries. So we have learned about Agile principles. We all know them, all right? But in our own environments, at our own homes, are we iterating? Are we writing those automated deployments? In my own company, before we start working on a project, we write a deployment pipeline. We just put it there because the moment you check in code, I want it to be automatically deployed, and I want to get a notification on Slack. I also want a notification in email and communicate to the client that we've got version 1 deployed there. I don't want someone copying files from their machine onto the test environment. Let it be automated. So we have learned about these things. Let's apply them in our own personal spheres. The same deployment pipeline that you have learned at work, apply it as well for your side hustle. Inspect and adapt. We know that we do retrospectives. Inspect and adapt. Be your own critique. Look at it. What have I done right? What have I done wrong? What do I need to change? So that eventually you know where you need to improve and continuously delivering fast and failing fast. This one is always a challenge with developers. Myself, being a developer for the past 22 years, I know it's a mission to learn to deliver fast and fail fast. At one point, I was driving, dropping off the little ones at school, and I thought of a feature on our invoicing system. I got back home, rather than writing it down, I started coding that feature. A day passes, I'm still working on the feature. Tomorrow, I'm still working on the feature. Then third day, I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, what did I want to do on that feature? And I've forgotten because it's not documented. And again, because I wanted to complete that whole module at once. That's when it dawned on me that, no, I should have delivered fast and be able to fail fast to push it to the client, right? We need to create an MVP. MVP depends on your specific industry. In our scenario, when we're dealing with an invoicing system, an MVP was putting up a login screen, a registration screen, putting up a platform for people to create quotations and invoices, because quotations and invoices are the same thing, right? It's just a few different statuses and just the name. Created it and pushed it there, and it was there. People were using it. The moment we had that solution, we started selling. We never waited to say, okay, let's put in double entry, let's put in expenses. No, the moment that we have that small little thing, a price was there. And that's where now you would need to come on the pricing strategies to say, do you price for the whole solution? Do you price per module? Or how do you price it? And the nice thing about being in Cape Town today, right, is that we presented this presentation in Joburg, and we got feedback. And what you're getting now are some of the items where the people were saying, okay, let's understand the pricing. Let's know what can be an MVP in a solution. So in my world, in a system that you're building, an MVP could be a scenario where you deliver something that is minimum value that you can sell, or that someone can part with their children's inheritance and say, I want to buy this system, right? You need to ruthlessly cut on features. Let us not try to build what we're building at the corporates for our side hustle. Let us take time. Rome was never built in a day. It takes a bit of time. Test ideas early. Don't wait till the last. Don't implement DPO, pay fast, pay stack all at once. Why can't you implement one payment gateway, test it and see if it's working? Then you can start scaling those ideas. You also need to look at how you prioritize your things. So prioritization is always going to be an issue. If at work you sit in a session where you prioritize, then you are lucky. Because when you get home, you can use the same concepts or the same ideas on you prioritizing your things or prioritizing your items. And there are numbers, there are different ways in which you can prioritize, right? There are multiple ways where you can prioritize. So you can prioritize to say, all right, do I want to push this thing because there's more value to the customer? Is it a bug? What exactly is it that I want to build? What value will it build? For example, if you're building a solution, you're building a system that is for your own company, your side hustle, and eventually you would want to have an admin portal. Check, is the admin portal more important, or now you can even see the values or what you want to see in the database before you even start building the admin portal? What is value? And the moment you start now delivering what is value to the customers are going to trust you and they're going to continuously give you their money. So there I wrote separate must-have from nice to haves. Just separate, of which us as developers, there are instances where we have too many nice to haves and we believe that they are must-haves in a system, right? Like, for example, one other must-have, someone might say, I want my users across all the platforms to be able to work on my solution. It's a must-have. But it might not really be a must-have. Maybe a must-have is to tell your users that, boom, a message, this site works best on a computer. And you launch and you start getting the money. Then eventually you come and solve your responsiveness on that solution. Apply the same logic to your personal commitments as well in terms of life. In terms of life, you've got a family, because remember, I'm talking about balancing called career and family. So in personal life, you also have got a family, you also have got a career, you want to progress, you want to learn. So apply the same logic now of your must have. What do you need to do? If you need to play with the little one, separate, create some time to play with them. Many people say if you are married to a developer, they never have time for the family. They're always busy on their machines. But apply that same logic for prioritization. You have time for the family because remember, again, those are the people who support you all the time. Looking at time management tips, we all know time boxing, right? Anyone who doesn't know time boxing? I'm glad we know it. Oh, thank you. I don't need to explain anything, especially when you're dealing with people who know the things. So we've got time boxing, we've got microtasking, create small little tasks that you work on and make sure that you deliver on them once you've delivered, because we built a CI/CD pipeline there, they're going to be deployed and shipped directly to the customer. You can use the Pomodoro approach. Pomodoro, you don't only need to use it in development, you can also use it to do both. So you can say, I'm going to be coding for an hour every day from 6 to 7. 7 to 8, I'll be sitting with the family, we'll be having dinner, and then I'm going to play. 8 to 9, we're going to have a devotion session, and then thereafter I'll come back to my code. So use those kinds of tips and tricks in your life as well. Nowadays, it's good because there's all these nice tools like AI. When I started developing using Crystal reports. Does anyone know Crystal reports? And I'm already revealing my age now. So I started developing using Crystal reports. Then I went on to database development. I was a database developer. Then I was using tools like Infragistics. Does anyone know Infragistics? Hey. This is the world of Bootstrap, material design. Yeah, so I was using Infragistics to beautify the screens. It used to take time just to put an icon on the button. You know, you want that save little icon just before you say save. It was a mission to find it and put it there. But those were the ages, right? Nowadays, we've got Kesa, we've got ChatGPT, we've got Copilot, we have lots of AI that's available for us to use. So let's use the tools that we have to build our solutions. We've got Jira, where you can now put in your tickets. Use your own Jira board. It's free. Did you know that? Yeah, it's free. Use it, put your tasks there, start putting all the tasks that you want to do, prioritize them, put them in a nice backlog, and then start actioning them, moving them across the board on your own. Be your own Scrum Master or whatever it is. If you're using Kanban, I don't know what they call them, all of those other ones. Yeah, then Google Calendar, you can also use Google Calendar to plan your activities. Automation, I spoke about the pipelines, the GitHub, and I wrote there to say even with limited hours, focus techniques and automation unlock consistent progress. Because, you know, nowadays, you don't need to spend a week building a login and registration screen. How much time does it take you? 30 minutes. Yeah, see? It's quicker than me, though. I was going to say maybe half a day. Yeah. So we also, on the support systems, we need to, the support systems that we need to implement to avoid burnout, we must involve our families. We must share with them our vision. So if you're building something, share with them what you're building, explain it to them. I know in some instances, if you are not, if your partner or your family are not really into tech, they might say, hey, we don't understand these things, but try to explain it in a nicer way so that they can also see the vision and do things together. Like, for example, my wife runs a bakery, right? So other times when she's decorating cakes, I also go and try to cut the pieces, even though sometimes she says, please, leave this piece, but I always try, right? At least I would have done my part for doing things together with the family. We have got communities that are available. We've got the DevCon, we've got the DataCon, we've got quite a number of the cons and the, all of these that are happening for the community. Let's try to engage always with the community that's like us. We are developers or we are Scrum Masters, join the Scrum Masters. We are QA, also join those ones. And let's share our burdens with them, because you never know. When you share a problem with them, you might end up getting a solution that you implement on your own side hustle. There's also the online communities. There's also the IITPSA, which is the Institute of IT Professionals South Africa, where there's different chapters where we can get involved in and connect. So specifically speaking about the IIT PSA, the other challenge that I had when we were there, when we were speaking to people, was that many tech people were saying we don't have a platform to network. Even if I come to a conference, I don't know who to speak to, because if my friends are not there, who am I going to speak to? And there's a number of people who are also like that. There are some that have come with their friends today who are going to be sticking with their friends for the whole day. And mind you, like what Candice was saying, don't speak to the person that you work with, because you were speaking yesterday again. Speak to another person that you don't know, introduce yourself, talk, connect, and you never know where it leads you to. You might get your next business partner from a session like this one. Take care of yourself. Sleep is non-negotiable. You must sleep. You must take care of your life. Because if you don't, then we don't know how you're going to be progressing. Because remember, if you're not there, there's no code to be written, right? Yeah. So I want to move next to speak about our solutions quickly. So those are some of our solutions there. We've created a product that's called Breeze, and we've created another one called the Church's Software. They are both software as a service products. The UIs are different, but tell you what, the architecture is the same. So if we do a messaging on this one, and SMS messaging on Breeze, we know that it's a copy and paste onto that other solution, which was a better way for me to say, let's go for this structure, because I wanted less maintenance. So we know that all the features are going to really sort of work together, all right? And with both these solutions, they are being used in over 68 countries. Tech stack, front end, it's Angular. Middle tier, it's .NET Core, and it's MySQL microservices. Simple and basic, done. I explained how we did the Breeze one in terms of the MVP. The Churches one followed the same plan in terms of the MVP, where we did the registration, the forgot password, and then we did the login. Then we did the membership only, and we started saying we have got a church management system. We started selling. The other buttons here, they're coming up. Coming up soon. And after doing that, we were awarded recently on Saturday for Technology and Innovative Business Award at one of the awards at the Zimbabwe Business Expo. So if you had not noticed, yes, I come from Zimbabwe. Yeah, if you had not noticed with the name, I come from Zimbabwe, so I was awarded for that particular solution that we've launched. And I'm proud of these solutions because they are some of our flagship products. We also have got quite a number of mobile apps that are also there, but I'm very proud of those two main ones. Right. So as I'm moving into conclusion, we have learned that balancing is a strategy and not a mystery, right? You can build side projects without sacrificing career and family if you just use the right tools and if you really think about it, if you don't overcommit yourself, right? Developer tools are not just for code. So the same tools that we use, we can use them in our lives, like the Pomodoro approach. You can use it to manage your own life as well, and progress beats perfection. Develop that little thing, write that method that saves a customer only without validation. Tomorrow come back, add validation. You are progressing in the right way. Don't say, because I can't validate, I'm not going to save, I'm not going to update because I can't do this thing. I need to do all of these ones at once. It's going to be too much and you won't be able to handle it. Do things bit by bit, right? And support systems are your power-ups. Your family is what really supports you and your community. Because in the communities here, we encourage each other. We ask each other questions like, hey, how far are you with that solution that you were building? How far are you with your system? When can we expect it? And that little nudge helps you to actually push for more. And your idea matters. Our product started small, so you can also start with your small. Because remember, all these big corporates, they were once small one day, but the people that were there kept on pushing and persevering. So start small, stay consistent, build something that's meaningful. And there I've got my favorite quote where I say your side project isn't stealing time from your life, it's teaching purpose into it. Because tomorrow you don't know what's going to happen to that company. We all know what happened during COVID. So you don't know what's going to happen. You really need to look after yourself. You really need to do some side hustling. You really need to push them. We need that extra rand in the pocket. I thank you for your time. That's my name. On the left is the QR code. Is it on the left? Yes, on my left, also on your left. That's the QR code that you can scan to rate my talk. I would be honored to receive your comments. I read them. I read all of them. Yes, there's no way to contact me on those ones, but if you want to give me personalized feedback and you want to say, hey, Kurai, you messed up on that one, or I didn't like that thing that you spoke about, there's my email address. I'm going to be around. You can talk to me. We can discuss even about your side hustling ideas, or if you want to know more on our solutions on how we build them so that you can implement yours, I'm available.